Jenny Jewell, a retired emergency dispatcher. Welcome to Call Autopsy, where we listen to a 911 call and we break it down. With this call is Albuquerque Fire Department from 2015. Pretty famous call. I was looking for the answer up version of the call. I was not able to locate, so I had a UTL for trying to find the entire call, but I have the heart of the call. And just with the previous video, we covered a dispatcher that was on their last day, and then the huge, giant, turducken, terrible call that they had on the last day, because they already put in their resignation, they were leaving, and on the last day before they were done, that was that call, the drowning call. This is a bit different. So this guy was a new hire, and probably had training, because he keeps so, I am qualified, I'm qualified. You know what, the louder that you scream at the top of your lungs that you're qualified, you might not be. You're not the best person to say whether you're qualified or not. The people who run the site or the center would know more. So what happened is, again, they worked here for 3 days in Albuquerque Fire Department. But now you're going to see why, after a certain call, which we're going to listen to, was exposed during an investigation, that they decided to resign. This was not the last time that they worked as a dispatcher. So be careful who you hire. Make sure you screen them thoroughly. And, calling the previous workplace, always a good idea. Just to, when you had your separation, what happened, All right, well, let's go ahead and listen to a very short call, but I have a lot to say about it. So... but it's not going to be like an hour and a half like the other one, because we were dissecting a 20-minute call, which it should never be a 20-minute call. And based on what you've seen in previous calls, you can kind of understand that and how that one went. So if you don't know, go ahead and go back and you can even pan through it. It's actually a horrible call, handled badly. But that was a drowning in Arkansas. This one is a drive-by shooting in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So we're going to listen to the person that received the call, how they handled the call, and then we're going to embrace and fully understand why, from what they say, embarrassment from the exposure, resigned. But I think that if they didn't resign, they probably would have been fired. Abandonment, call abandonment is terms, at least every place I've ever worked, is terms for termination. But yeah, let's stop talking about it and listen to it, shall we? All right.
I'm keeping him alive.
Okay, is he not breathing?
Barely. There's one of us.
Okay.
One of us. There you go, Jen. One of us. Yes. There you go, Jen. Good job. Just stay with me, okay? Okay? There you go. Good job, Jen.
Is he breathing?
He's barely breathing. How many times did I tell you?
Okay, you know what, ma'am? You could deal with yourself. I'm not going to deal with this, okay?
No, I can't die.
All right. So again, I didn't even pause my microphone. Didn't mute or nothing. I was just sitting here listening to it. So yeah, after you listen to that, quite a few things wrong with this call. We didn't get the answer up. So chances are they did the answer up just fine. I just don't have it. So where we would normally look for where, what, and who, let's go ahead and start this over. And if this is the beginning of the call, I don't think it is, but it's as much as I have.
I'm keeping him alive.
Okay, so I'm keeping him alive. So then you'd want to say, okay, get more detail as to what happened. I'm going to help you with how this could have gone better. With this, you need to find out, so were they shot? If they were shot, the next question is not where were they shot, because they'll say in the front yard or out in the courtyard or whatever. You would want to ask, where on the body is the patient injured? Where is the injury? And then you would, again, if it's a gunshot, then you'd want to still reach out to getting more information, right? You still want to reach out and get the additional details. But if you are the fire department, this is your call, right? So it's not a police where they, need to go mutual with fire. So that wouldn't be that secondary. But what would normally happen, since this is a drive-by shooting, if they got the actual detail about it being a drive-by shooting, then you would have gone mutual with police. The police would have had to secure the scene first. You'd want to, get your PD helpers, the PD departments, the local PD jurisdiction that handles that area on the line with you, get their dispatchers to see who's available to respond, do mutual to the scene, because this is going to be a mutual call because it involves a firearm. So, man. And if they shared information in the previous part of the call, which it sounds like they did, that the person's not breathing, asking, going through the ABCs with the call flow. So like it sounds like they're in the CAD now for the call flow. To ask a question they already answered instead of typing out what they actually told you already burns valuable time. It really does.
Okay, is he not breathing?
Barely.
Okay.
Okay, so apparently they had said that they weren't breathing before, so. All right, and so we have a patient there with a gunshot, GSW, gunshot wound, and they actually have somebody that's trying to help. So they actually have a person physically trying to maintain life and security for this person. And the next step would normally be, so if you've established that they are breathing, you're going to want to find out the quality of the breathing. Are they able to speak? Can they speak? If they can't speak, you're going to want to start CPR, even if it's just chest compressions. But with a gunshot, pressure. So it's kind of hard on this one because the ABCs would lead you to want to do CPR on the gunshot wound victim just to keep the blood circulating. But if they have an open internal bleed, God, that gets sticky. So you'd have to go with whatever the current GSW flow is, because they update that every single year, or at least they did when I was working. And you'd want to follow whatever the flow is for the GSW, call mutual, go through the flow, ABCs, pressure on the wound, are you in any danger, all of that stuff. Because if the person that's there with the patient is also in danger, you're going to want to share that with your mutual response agency, whoever that is. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and play again.
There you go, Jen. Good job. Just stay with me, okay?
Okay, so you hear that they're coaching, right? This friend is coaching their friend to stay alive. This is the best person you could ever ask for to help you with helping keep the person there and stable until EMS fire arrives. They are more than willing, and they seem very clear and capable. So you don't always get that, and it's nice, and they didn't take advantage of that.
Okay. There you go. Good job, Jen.
Is he breathing?
All right, they already answered the question. So the ABC, just don't hang up on that. Don't get hung up on that part of the flow. If they've already gave you the answer, the person is breathing. It is, it's shallow breathing, barely breathing, or whatever they told you, whatever the exact wording is what you'd want to put in the call.
He's barely breathing. How is
Okay, so barely breathing would be in the call.
time to tell you?
Okay, you know what, ma'am? You could deal with yourself. I'm not going to deal with this, okay?
Wow. Okay, so this is another individual who might want to find a different field of employment. So, and definitely had to. I'm not laughing at the situation. This is tragic. Jaden, who is the gunshot victim, did die. So, big problem. So when we're talking about the other call, like the car drowning call, even though the agency said that there was nothing out of protocol, that would still be something you could pull and do a civil suit on. This one, I would go full out. This is unacceptable. And you're a brand new person. What the hell are you thinking? You know, this is what your job is. Your job is to get the information, get the where, what, and who, and additional details to help your people and get it sent out. That's all you do. Your opinion doesn't matter. Your thoughts don't matter. Your feelings don't matter. Oh, hell, your feelings really don't matter when it comes to 911 calls when you're a call receiver. It has nothing to do with you. This is not you. This is not the you show. This is the whoever calls you show. They are the star of the show, and you are their concierge to get them the help that they need, the right help to the right place at the right time. So let's go ahead and finish this out here. So this was a hang-up. So this was under investigation as a disconnect. They might have marked it as a disconnect when somebody's being sly and they think nobody's watching. If they mark a call that's a disconnect when it isn't, when it was an active hang-up, guess what they're going to find out once this comes up for review? They can tell what side this was hung up on. They can find out what side it disconnected on. That's a nice advantage to new technology. So behave, guys. You know, you're in a glass cage. Like I was mentioning in the other calls, when you are a call receiver dispatcher, you're essentially living your entire life in a glass cage. Everybody can see and hear everything you're doing. Everything you say and do is subject to being subpoenaed. That is something that your professional behavior should carry on outside of your dispatch center. And it depends on the center that you work for. So the places I've worked for have a very high level of professionalism that you must obtain inside and outside work. So this type of thing would never fly. They would be given their delicious little pink papers written up and escorted and told to go home, and you know, they're going to be under investigation because this is not cool. You don't just tell people to kiss off and hang up on them. This boy was an innocent bystander, just shot in a drive-by shooting by a school. And regardless of what they have done before the shot, regardless of what they do after that, at the moment you have the call, that is the most important person. Not your feelings, not your thoughts, not your opinions. It's not about you. It's about them. And if that's something that you have a hard time wrapping your head around, there's all kinds of other jobs for you. Maybe take up baking or stuff that doesn't involve humans, you know? Just kind of do technical support that doesn't involve humans, you know? You're not built for human interaction at that point. I mean, there's a lot of 911 hang-ups that happen, but it's not the dispatcher call receiver, and it should never be. I'm not going to mention their name. If you want to find it, it's online. They have been disciplined, and they're actually filing a new court case to fight against one of the places they got hired at after that, saying that it was unfair termination. I don't know about that. So, I mean, feel free to fight it. You know, it's your right. But I'm kind of erring on the side of the people that said, hey, go kick rocks, because this is a kick rock situation. You had no business taking that call. Absolutely none. And if you end up hearing this, I will fight you on it. I have not been fired from an emergency dispatching center. I have left. I have found other avenues. But yeah, I did not have this experience. Not a thing. So, my goodness. You know, it's wow. I'm getting warm. My blood pressure's up on this one. But you can see why they didn't last, and why they very likely should not do this for a living if they're going to hang up on people bleeding to death. You know what I mean? So, a little shorter than the other one. We're still running almost 15 minutes on this, but thank you for listening. Please take care of yourself. Stay safe, and definitely don't be naughty. I don't want to be, I don't want to have you on my stream for not being the naughty. Have the amazing calls, be an amazing human being. And if you ever find yourself in a situation, even as just a regular human in all of this, yeah, hang in there. And if your family is gone, do the things you need to do. These are uncomfortable calls, But hey, till next time. Bye-bye.